I was hoping it would be okay to ask about the solar panels that are coming back on the White House.
Yeah, I'm
Did you
very
hear
proud
about
of that. Yeah, sure. I put solar panels on when I was in the White House. And
Yeah.
when President Reagan came in office, he ostentatiously removed them all. He said we didn't need to prove with solar energy and so forth that America could waste all the energy we wanted to.
Right.
So it's really good for me to see that Obama's putting solar panels back on the White House. And I hope it'll set an example for us to shift more and more to renewable sources of energy.
Do you have any part in that decision? Did you lobby President Obama, or
No,
did he ask you?
No, I didn't have to, but some of the people that bought the old panels that were on the White House, a guy named McKibben, he was one that went down and he, without my knowledge, lobbied the White House to install solar panels. So indirectly, my old solar panels had an influence, not with my participation, but with others.
That's wonderful. That was Bill McKibben of 350.org, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Can I ask you just really quickly what you've been up to in the Twin Cities the last 2 or 3 days in the project here?
Well, we've been building houses here, hammering nails and putting up siding, and I was painting this morning, and I always go around and try to visit the individual work crews just to thank them for the good work they're doing, thank the volunteers, and to meet the future homeowners of their homes and those kind of things. So it's a pleasant thing for me to give a little inspiration and thanks to the people that deserve it. I got to go now. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Is that Mayor Coleman up on the roof painting?
Okay. My name's Andy Barnett. I'm the Director of Programs and Services at Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity, and for the past week we've been hosting the 27th Annual Jimmy and Rosalynn Carter Work Project. The Carter Work Project is happening in 7 cities around the U.S., focused on neighborhood revitalization. Working in D.C., in Baltimore, in Annapolis, Maryland, here in both Minneapolis and St. Paul, and finishing up down in Birmingham this week. Altogether, we're building 86 houses across the country, building, renovating, repairing. Here in the Twin Cities, we're working in the Payne-Phalen neighborhood here on the east side of St. Paul, and in the Hawhorne neighborhood in the Eco Village in Minneapolis, working on 26 different houses, 5 new homes, 9 renovation projects, and 14 home repairs for existing low-income buyers through our Brush with Kindness program. Both of these neighborhoods were selected for 2 reasons. One, because they are some of the most hardest hit neighborhoods from the housing foreclosure and subsequent home vacancy problems that we've been experiencing. These are neighborhoods that are, solid working class neighborhoods, but were hit especially hard by the housing crisis of recent years. But we didn't choose them just because of the problems they have. Both of these neighborhoods have a lot going for them, a lot of community assets, a lot of existing public investment, but also some great neighborhood organizations. ESNDC here on the east side of St. Paul, District 5 Planning Council here in Payne-Phalen, and also the Hawthorne Neighborhood Council over in the Hawthorne neighborhood. Over there they've been working really hard over the last several years to take 4 of the worst blocks in their community and not just kind of deal with the problems, but actually make them an asset for the whole city. So they've created a plan called the Eco Village over there, where they're turning 4 blocks into an area with multiple housing types, really emphasizing the sustainable building practices as well as community-based design processes. So they've done a great amount of work over there to make that just a model of what redevelopment can look like here in the Twin Cities. Well, obviously, it's a tremendous thrill to be able to host the President and Mrs. Carter. It's a huge personal thrill, huge for a number of our donors. More tangibly, it's let us really tap into, a whole new set of stakeholders, donors, supporters, volunteers who were interested in the level of attention that this would bring and the level of attention that it brings to the work that neighborhoods are doing. But also I think it builds a lot of credibility for Twin Cities Habitat. For Habitat International and the Carter Center to recognize us for what we're doing makes other donors and supporters feel like this is a great place for them to put their reinvestment dollars.
Mayor Coleman, are you wearing your grubby pants?
This is my dress uniform. Good. How are you doing? I'm like, what pair of pants can I wear that doesn't matter what happens to me?
My name is Danny Skinner Tyus McKibbins. MC capital Kibbins.
Tell us what's happening here today and what this means to you.
Everything. It means everything. When I lost my husband 3 years ago, we needed a lot of yard work and stuff done, and I had people to come in and do the best I could, and I wanted to get some painting done. And when I ordered the paint and everything, there were several people out. I don't know who sent them here and all, wanted to know, and the next thing I know, Habitat's had it. That's all I know.
What does this neighborhood mean to you?
I love this neighborhood. We were the first black to live in this neighborhood, like a lot of other neighborhoods. And we were accepted very well. I was kind of afraid we wouldn't be accepted. We was accepted very well. And I just love it. I wouldn't live anywhere else.
How long? And of course, President Carter is here. What have you and President Carter talked about together, and what does it mean to you to have him here?
A lot to me, because I know he's been really a good man to this country, to the state of Georgia and everything. He is just genuine and sincere. He is. And if he had been president, he would have been president till he died, if they would have kept him in there. He's just that nice. And he's for every race. He doesn't have picks and chooses. He'll help any race. And he goes all over, China and everywhere else. And he's just loved. Yeah. And I love him too.
Oh yeah, this is a Bible that both of us signed. Yeah, we signed it for you. Thank you very much. We love you.
That's sweet. My father, I'll show you a survey. Yeah. Really, can I have you autograph it? Yeah. This will complete the circle. This will tell you it was my wife made that for him in junior high. Yeah, I'll show you this first. So, Connie made it for her dad in junior high school. Her dad, John.
Oh.